Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, angry faithful of all ages, if you'll notice the time, it is exactly 8 o'clock where you're at. Well, maybe not everywhere, but in the time zone that matters, which is the central time zone, more affectionately referred to as Texas time. This is episode 248 of Nerd Sports. Welcome, everybody. And before we get started on our usual degree of shenanigans, we're going to turn things over, albeit very briefly, to our esteemed producer, David Dickerman, for this week's Weird Sport. David.
I figured since we had snow and everything, I'd do this weird sport that I found up on X. This is interesting.
Is that a horse?
Go, 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 go! Fuck yeah!
I mean, where I'm from, we did that just.
I mean,
it wasn't even a contest. We just did it.
No, it wasn't. I mean, you get a tow ball and any kind of rope and a piece of cardboard, and you can go down an icy street doing that. I mean, that's just some Southern ingenuity right there. I understand Montana's not the South. I get that. So before you at me, Chris,
I've said before that Montana is just Texas with snow.
Okay,
honestly, it really is.
You know what? I will concede that point. Absolutely.
So yeah, it works.
So, but, let me see here. We've got the World Baseball Classic coming up this spring, actually. And the U.S. is going to be playing games at Daikin Park here in Houston this March. I'm going to try to get tickets to go.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to be fun. I mean, for those who are, how should we say, fiscally challenged, or not fiscally challenged, more of like travel inhibited. We'll just say that. We don't have the luxury of just picking up and going to a ballpark halfway across the world because reasons. This is a cool opportunity. Look at that. She showed up. What a trooper. Oh, round of applause, gentlemen. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right. Now, but yeah, so Team USA is the Saturday game that I'm going to try to go to because that is the weekend I've got my boys. The U.S. is playing Great Britain. Now, if you remember Great Britain's sorry excuse for Little League uniforms last Baseball World Classic, their country's name was ironed onto the front of some like Dick's Sporting Goods surplus jerseys. And about halfway through the tournament, some of their letters were falling off. So that was a fun time.
That's what happens hopefully with stuff off of Temu.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, hopefully now that the royal family is no longer paying Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, they can afford some decent uniforms. Or, I don't know, maybe their uniforms will be worse off this time because the British government's too busy paying benefits out to all of the illegal immigrants in their country.
Oh, no. It's they're probably going to be made by the prisoners that end up.
Oh, that's right. Yes. The uniforms will be made by the people who are guilty of hurting people's feelings online.
Mean tweets.
Yeah, mean tweets.
Mean tweets, yes.
Brian, spit on me.
Yes, sir. Okay. Let me see here. Not a lot of baseball news. I mean, they're going over Dodger lineups, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. I'm tired of hearing about the Dodgers right now. We're going to move into football. We had some really good games. Both of the games last night or yesterday were actually really good.
Yeah.
I say really good. The AFC Championship game, well, that was defense aided by the weather.
Oh yeah.
You could almost guarantee that the Denver place kicker, he's in hiding. He's in witness protection today.
Dude,
Which is why I thought it was funny because, like, Chino is threatening self-harm last night in the text thread.
Yeah.
And I said,
He
just
did
make
not
sure he
have a
stays
good
away from the goalposts. I mean, it's not like he's going to hit him anyway. So yeah, I mean, when the place kicker, he hits the one extra point and he hits the one extra point. And they had 10 points. So yeah, he missed a chip shot of a field goal that could have very potentially impacted the outcome of that game. But I stated it last week. I said the Patriots had got something for the Broncos because, the Broncos started their backup because Bo Nix had broken ankle. So I'm like, okay. So advantage New England.
All I'm saying, I don't understand. I realize they're both northern teams, but how does Denver lose a snow game? I realize they're both northern teams, but this is Denver. You're literally in the mountains, and you lose.
Here's the thing: it's a snow game. Tom Brady, even though he was calling the game up in Seattle, he was watching that game and he was channeling something. I mean, he was he was controlling Drake May via transcendental meditation.
That voodoo that he does so well.
Oh yes, Tom, that voodoo you do. Yes, sir.
I do voodoo. All season.
I've never seen Aaron Rodgers do that.
No, Aaron Rodgers has never done that.
Yep, that's why he's not a
that's why he requires, spirit visions in a darkness lodge.
Yep.
During the off season. So yeah. Just like
you do okay.
He must not be here. And usually you say his name and he appears.
Yeah.
Be like, he's the top, blah blah blah. And then here comes Trey's voodoo. Here comes Trey's alter ego with Starbucks. Maybe that's not why he's here yet, because we outed him last week.
Oh, maybe.
He's like, it's no fun, you guys, anymore. So, but yeah,
we broke kayfabe.
Right. So congratulations to the New England Patriots of being the first ever team in NFL history to make the Super Bowl in 5 straight decades.
Oh yeah, that is true.
The 80s, the 90s,
Mm-hmm.
the 2010, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and now the 2020s.
Yeah.
And they are going to go for a league leading 7th title 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cowboys that haven't been to a playoffs. They haven't been to one in 5 straight. That's not true. We know that's not true.
It's not true.
It feels like
dude, it's been closer to like 30. Actually, it's been.
It
30,
does actually.
It's 31 years. No, it's 29 years since the last Super Bowl victory. Because their last victory in the Super Bowl was against the Steelers.
Yep.
So yeah,
it feels like 30 years.
Now Seattle's going to have something to say about that. Dude, okay. I'm not making excuses for LA. I'm not, because we all know that I have no problems throwing LA under the bus. But that game, I saw 3 face masks that did not get called. I saw several holding penalties that did not get called. And I'm like, Now, granted, the holding calls were on both sides of the ball, but the face mask penalty. Now, there was one face mask penalty that the Rams did get away with, but two that the Seahawks got away with that should have extended drives.
Mm.
I just love the fact that the Seattle cornerback that taunted the entire Rams bench on a 4th and 14 turnover on downs, extending LA's drive, did not have to sit there and wear crow on his face for too much longer because, the team actually pulled out the victory. But that game, the NFC game, was actually pretty good. The defense, the secondary showed up when they were supposed to at the right time for Seattle. It's going to be a defensive game in the Super Bowl. It's going to be a low-scoring affair. And I think that the team that gets to 27 first is going to end up winning.
I don't know about that because I'm thinking Seattle's going to bring the pain, and
So New England's defense is no slouch. Don't sleep on their defense, Dave. Absolutely, do not sleep on this on the New England defense. Now is Seattle's defense the Legion of Boom like it was, earlier, in their Super Bowl first two Super Bowl runs? No, it is not. Their edge rushers and their linebackers are pretty good, but their defensive line is pretty stout, and their corners are fast, but they're also susceptible to double moves. And this might be a little bit of an emotional call, but I'm trying to be as objective as possible here. I just think that Josh McDaniels is going to break down the Seattle defense, and he's going to call the right plays at the right time. And Drake May is going to surprise some people. I mean, he's already surprising a lot of people just by winning his first two playoff games. The first three playoff games of his career. This team was like 4-14 last year, or 4-13 last year, and now they're the AFC representative for the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and Mike Vrabel, he was a pretty miserable head coach in Tennessee, but you look at the personnel that he had to coach. He comes up to New England, where he's won a Super Bowl with them as a linebacker. He's in position to make some NFL history himself, to be the first person to win a Super Bowl ring as a player and as a coach for the same franchise.
that would be interesting.
Yeah, so that's going to be a good storyline. Seattle, they're both brand new head coaches. Well, actually, I think Seattle's head coach is new this year, but I think this might be his second year there. Anyways, doesn't matter. Sam Darnold, he's got a good storyline himself. He was drafted by the Jets, and traded by the Jets to the Cleveland Browns. I think the Cleveland Browns let him walk. This is his fourth or fifth team. He won 14 games 2 years ago with the Minnesota Vikings. And the Vikings were like, we don't feel like you're our quarterback. And now, Seattle took a chance on him, and he took them all the way to the Super Bowl. So, I'm happy for him. I that's a good story. It's going to be, it's going to be a hell of a game regardless. Drake May is I think he's one of the finalists for MVP, league MVP this year. And, rightfully so. It's his second year in the league, but, some people might be like, well, he hasn't paid his dues or anything like that. This guy he's endured a lot. He endured a 4-win season last year in his rookie campaign. He comes out his sophomore campaign and he goes to the Super Bowl. I think that's pretty damn good. I mean, that's almost worthy of comeback player of the year kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But you know, and Stephon Diggs, you know, the more successful of the two Diggs brothers. I'm just, you know, he is hungry, right? He came out and just absolutely, like, he wanted to make a statement this year when he signed with the Patriots. I mean, of course, he was with the Texans last year. Of course, his season ended early when he hurt his knee. Comes back, he's healthy. I mean, he puts up decent numbers this year. And, you know, so I'm like, okay, this guy, he might be the real deal. He just needed to find a system that he was able to flourish in, kind of a situation. And I think, you know, a lot of guys that they go up to New England and they kind of like, they find a home there.
Mhm.
And like, if you remember Wes Welker, he was a nobody. And then he gets to New England and he starts, you know, catching passes from Tom Brady, becomes a household name, gets that big free agent contract, goes to Denver, where he's playing under Peyton Manning, and absolutely falls off the map. So as good of a quarterback as Peyton Manning was, just shows you how great Tom Brady actually was during his playing days. Even on his off years when he didn't go to the Super Bowl or even didn't win the Super Bowl, he was still elevating the game he was still elevating players around him to do what they did. And
That whole season that Tom Brady was in, though, that was just that he won his first Super Bowl. That was
back in 2000, it was the 2001-2002 season.
because how many people got hurt, and the second string was like phenomenal. It was better than the first string.
Yeah, I mean, well, when Drew Bledsoe got hurt, and they brought Tom Brady in, you know, I mean, when he was drafted in the 6th round.
Yeah,
I believe it was
in college.
And he told Mr. Kraft, he told Robert Kraft at training camp, I'm going to be the best decision that you've ever made. And you know, I mean, once he was given the opportunity to start, he never let go of that ring at all.
Mm-mm.
I mean, he had his growing pains and his bumps along the way, but
Yeah, that's mostly
at the critical times when it mattered the most, he absolutely performed.
yeah.
So,
But that was jiu-jitsu that he had like his bumps.
well, no, Giselle had a bump and it's a bulge now.
Yeah.
Could you imagine getting the stepkids of that? And he's like, yeah, my dad was this. You're having like the family gathering with just the kids.
Right. Yeah. The jiu-jitsu kid is like, yeah, my dad can kick your dad's ass. Yeah. Well, my dad's the greatest to ever play the game of football.
Yeah.
And my dad is way richer than your dad will ever be without having to marry into money.
Mine has changed an entire industry forever.
Right.
Forever.
Your dad broke up a happy home.
Oh, ooh. Yeah, you're not.
I'm sorry. You know, and you know Tom's kids. They're like, "You're not my dad, Jody."
No. He goes, well, my dad got my mom, and she's happy with him. Yeah, but in Ted 2, they showed that Tom Brady was like junk was like spiritual because it had a like glow to it.
See that glow? The reason why my dad's junk glows, I'm part of that. So no.
I came from that.
I'm the one that won from that.
I came out of that.
I came out of that. I was part of the 32 terabytes of information that came out of that particular moment. Because, all right, so somebody did a study off topic. the amount of genetic information that is on the average contained in a single load of semen, right, is like 32 terabits
Yeah.
of information. And I'm sitting there going, wow. Okay.
It's a lot to swallow.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Which, you know, to this day, I'm like, ain't no wonder we got people in Washington being as dumb as they are, because, you know, most of them were conceived anally. I mean, just, you know,
Yeah.
like you just want to look at some people and go, you're the sperm that won, huh?
Yeah.
All
Ooh,
the time.
that's rough. So we got the number 1 seed Seattle Seahawks and the number 2 seed New England Patriots. Super Bowl 60. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be on the 8th of February. That is going to be a 5:30 p.m. game. Oh, let
We
me
all know that
see
David is
here.
looking forward to the halftime show the most.
Oh, and wouldn't you know it, that's going to be a weekend that I've got to travel. So guess what? This guy gets to listen to the Super Bowl in the fucking car. Awesome.
I have to rush home to watch it, so I'm in the same boat.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's okay. At least I don't have to suffer through the fucking halftime show.
Oh, me neither.
Every single thing I hear about it, it just gets worse and worse and worse.
Hell, I think I kind of think it was a joke, but I don't think it was a joke. Is Bad Bunny's gonna wear a dress and makeup?
Oh, and this is going to be the hot take that gets us kicked off of YouTube, but at least having to listen to it on the radio, I will not have to suffer through the what is it, the Raise Our Voices or whatever song, the other black or the other national anthem, the national anthem.
Don't even, which is not a thing. It
That's
doesn't
not a thing,
exist.
no.
It's yeah.
There's one.
Oh, you know,
I
just
don't
playing
care if
devil's
that
advocate,
gets kicked off.
what
It's
would the
not
white national anthem be?
the national anthem? There's only one.
Yeah, but if we had to pick a
If we-
song, okay, so we're holding a draft. Okay, the African Americans have already picked their song. They went first in the draft. Okay, we're on the clock.
Mm.
Do we go a little classic David Allan Coe?
How classic. Let's be clear, there's classic and then
there's classic, and then there's
classic.
there's not safe for radio classic.
Oh, there's
You know, let's not tempt fate with this, because there's a lot of
No, we would have to
That
go.
could go very wrong.
We would have to go with the Eminem song.
No.
Which one, Kim?
No, just any Eminem song.
No.
Because
No,
okay,
No.
hear me
no.
out. Hear me out.
I'm not
Because
gonna hear
here's
you
the
out.
thing.
What? No.
No,
absolutely
because
not.
that is propagation of a culture, sir, and we will not allow that here at Angry Me Production.
Cultural appropriation.
No, fuck that. We're gonna do Eminem then.
No.
No, says who? You?
You have been soundly outvoted.
oh.
I mean, that's like Jerry Jones going, "Oh, I like that guy. We're going to stick with him."
That's another thing.
You guys, you know it's gonna have to be something with Charlie Daniels. It's
Yeah, the South rises again.
There you go.
You know who'd be the expert
In America? That's a good
on
one.
this
Or
topic.
Stoker Ace.
Oh, there you go.
Ooh.
You know who'd be the expert on this topic. You know Uncle Ruck is from the Boondocks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Oh,
that's almost on the level of the classic David Allan Coe. That
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it would be. It would be.
that was
Ooh.
hilarious, although it may be.
I think honorable
Asking
mention.
for trouble.
I think our second draft pick should be Freebird by Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never go wrong with Freebird.
No. And it's always some drunk white guy at a bar screaming Freebird at a live show.
Of course.
Can I another nomination? The Final Countdown.
No, it'd be Eye of the Tiger. That drives white people mad.
No, the Final Countdown, Colin, would be more like the German national anthem if they had to pick an alternate.
No, German national anthem would be something by David Hasselhoff. Because Germans love David Hasselhoff.
They love the Hoff. That's right, they do.
I actually got in trouble.
It would be like 99 left, you know, right left to blue.
Right. Dude, have you ever heard that song in English? It doesn't sound
It's
right.
not the same
It's
song.
weird.
It's so not the same song.
I still don't understand any of the words, but dude, that'd be like listening
all I know is that
to,
it's about nuclear war. That's all I know.
That'd be like listening to Rammstein in English. You can't
I
do
was
it.
about to say that.
Yeah.
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 It's just not possible. I actually got in trouble once because there was you know, so the lowrider, my ex-brother-in-law, he's Hispanic. And he at one point he was actually my supervisor too. It was funny. But we were the song comes on the radio and he walks in and I look at him kind of weird and he's like, "What?" And I go, "Dude, aren't you supposed to stand up?" And he goes, "What are you talking about?" I go, "It's your national anthem is playing. Aren't you supposed to stand up?"
Wow.
He laughed his ass off, but he cussed me pretty roundly for that one. He's like, "It is funny, but fuck you."
It's almost as funny as my Mexican roommate. He was asking me, he's like, "Hey, do you got the new Alamo movie with Billy Bob Thornton?" I was like, "Yeah, but isn't that kind of a poor subject for you?"
Well, Dave, if you remember, the Mexican army actually won that battle.
Yeah, they won they may have won the battle, but they
they sure as hell lost the war.
Twice.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, yeah. Anyway,
Pittsburgh's pissed off right now.
yeah, they did. They went from Mike Tomlin with 19 consecutive winning seasons to Mike McCarthy as their new head coach.
Seen that.
Okay, here's my little tidbit on that.
Mike McCarthy might be the only reason why Aaron Rodgers comes back next year.
Well, Mike McCarthy did decent, but not very good because he had someone like speaking in his ear. What happens if he doesn't have somebody speaking in his ear? And he's actually
his offensive schemes have been exposed over and over and over.
okay. Yeah.
Pittsburgh is going to experience a bit of an exodus during the free agent market, I think, because Mike Tomlin's not going to be there. And they're going to be relegated to the middle of their division for the next couple of years. They're going to do just well enough in the final season standings. They don't get an amazing draft pick, but they're not picking bottom of the barrel either. They're going to get stuck in that cycle of mediocrity. Yeah. It's going to be tragic.
I wonder how many. I wonder if they had the contract up already. Yeah, how many?
Let me look here.
Yeah, he's got a 5-year deal. So length of the contract's 5 years. So they got 5 years to either A, he can show what he can do, or B, show how he really is.
Yeah, I'm looking here. Well, the one thing that I like is John Harbaugh is now the Giants head coach. His is the 5-year, $100 million deal. I like that. I like that for the Giants because Coach Harbaugh is a good coach. He's just no nonsense enough to where he'll be able to handle the New York media pretty handedly, and he's going to win over the players in that locker room real fast. They're going to show up for OTAs, and they're going to be like, "All right, this guy definitely knows what the hell he's doing." And I mean, he's got a resume. I mean, he multiple playoff appearances, a couple of AFC championship games. He's got 1 Super Bowl win as a head coach, which is definitely an upgrade from what the Giants have had over the last 15 years. Okay. So I'm okay with that. Actually, no, not even that long. Over the last 5 or 6 years. So, I mean, they had Tom Coughlin as their head coach, and he took them to a couple of Super Bowls with Eli Manning. So, yeah, I like that move for the New York Giants. The Titans picked up Robert Saleh. He finalized a deal to take over as head coach. There's no information about his contract out there as of yet. Jeff Hafley went to the Dolphins, hired as a head coach following his time as the Packers defensive coordinator.
Yeah, and Mike McDonald went to Chargers offensive line.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, look,
His time as a head coach. I mean, he entered his head coaching, era with a little bit of a splash, and he just, I don't know. I mean, because he showed up looking like an NFL coach and left South Beach looking like a a cartel kingpin. Frosted tips, permed hair. Yeah. So, but Mike McCarthy, again, he's going to be the Steelers head coach. Kevin Stefanski, after he was fired from Cleveland, is now the Falcons head coach. So I don't know. I mean, Atlanta just keeps on reeling in the winners, man. I'm telling you. Matt LaFleur is the Packers head coach now. Well, he's been the head coach, but he received a contract extension. So he's going to remain in Green Bay. The Bills fired Sean McDermott. I am not a fan of that move. I'm just not. I understand the logic behind it, but still not a fan of it. 9 seasons there. He turned that. He changed the culture in that organization. They became a perennial playoff team, and yeah, they didn't have the best of years this year, but I mean, they still competed, and they were in the running. I mean, they were in contention for not only their division, but for the number 1 overall seed there towards the end of the season. So, I mean, there's a lot to say for that. I don't think he's going to be out of a job for too much longer. Let me see. The Browns, the aforementioned Browns, they fired Kevin Stefanski. The Raiders fired Pete Carroll. We all knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Gannon was fired from the Cardinals. Let me see here. Top earners for the year: Andy Reid, $20 million annually. He's still on contract through 2029. Sean Payton, he made $18 million with the Broncos. John Harbaugh he made $17 million this year. Again, he's going to be making more than that, obviously, with the Giants. And then Jim Harbaugh made $16 million with the Chargers. With what the Chargers have put on the field this year, I think they're going to retain a lot of that talent. They may get a little bit deeper depending on how they do in the draft. This coming, when is the draft? March, something like April.
Right? Let me look that up while you.
Yeah. Look up when the draft is, but I mean, that's 10 teams looking for new, that we're looking for new head coaches.
Not the only one that is up there is the Titans got a new coach.
Yeah, I went over that. I just went through the list.
My thing is the Bills coach. Phillips Rivers isn't going to be the coach for the Bills.
No, and I saw a meme that was funny. Because Phillip Rivers is basically, he was the Nick Cannon of the NFL. And so they were like, a team that had problems protecting their quarterback has no business hiring a coach that doesn't believe in protection.
Well, he did pull out of the Bills pretty fast. I wonder if they're going to have a kid.
No. No.
It's going to be in April. It's April 23rd.
Okay, so it was April. Yeah, that's what I thought. Pitchers and catchers report for baseball for spring training, like in 20 days, something like that, 20-something days. So the beautiful sounds of America's greatest game is right around the corner.
It's going to be in Pittsburgh.
And
I'm just saying that's where it's going to be at. I have a friend. Well, that when I was working up in corrections, they go to the draft almost every year. They're real football fans.
Now, Seattle, the opening line is Seattle. They've got they're favored by 3.5 points for this game. But I think that's just going to be. I mean, that's a non-committed answer. That's a non-committed line, I think, by Vegas, because as the the injuries, people that have been out on injury, people start to get a little bit more healthy because they've got a full 2 weeks to practice and get ready for this game. You're going to start seeing that. You're going to see that line move. I mean, New England, they're going to have a lot of their key players resting up, getting healthy. I mean, they're going to become, both teams are going to be coming, all hands on deck, loaded for bear, ready to play this game. And it's going to be one of the better games. Obviously it's a rematch from, I forget which Super Bowl it was, but the infamous, you should have run the damn ball with Marshawn Lynch at the goal line. Instead you threw it and Butler picked it off and sealed the game for the Patriots. Yeah. So,
okay. The injury report,
the over under on that clip is going to be the week of the game. That interception, I maybe go to what is it, Cashy or Clashy or whatever it is, Kelshi. That betting site, I forget what it's called.
Oh yeah, the Kalshi or whatever.
Kalshi, yeah, there you go. You know what? I may go on the I may take the over on that one. I'm going to go on there and see if that's a prop bet. I'm going to take the over on it.
You can probably do the prop bet on that. But for the injury list, Sam Darnold is dealing with a lingering.
Yeah, he's got that oblique problem. And here's what's bad about the oblique problem. Tom Brady went over this from the booth last night during the game. The oblique is a different kind of injury for quarterbacks because you need to rotate as your power, as you're planning your leg and rotating that upper body for the throw. Versus the obliques for every other specialty skill position on the field, it's more so a required muscle group for the quarterback. So, I think that he's gonna have 2 weeks to get that healed up, and he may not be 100%. He wasn't 100% for the game last night, and he still made some amazing throws. I mean, he was throwing some dimes on the run actually too. So
he also got Charles Cross, the LT, playing through a foot injury, expected to be sore but available. Drake Thomas, questionables with a shoulder injury.
I mean, unless they got something torn or broke.
Yeah,
they're going to make themselves available.
New England just has a lot of questionables, abdomens, hips, hamstring, concussion protocols, 2 concussion protocols.
I mean, Tom Brady, for crying out loud, spent like the last 6 years of his career on the questionable list. So
Yeah. So I'm
I don't
guessing
know.
the Patriots don't really have any injured players. So
And I mean, both of these teams are relatively young. Yeah, they do have some
Oh, yeah.
veterans on there with some playoff experience and things like that. But
well, even the quarterback for the Seattle's he for the 2018 draft, he's the first one to actually go into the Super Bowl.
yeah, he is. Yeah, he's the first quarterback from his draft class to get to the Super Bowl. So, so I mean, and he was taken number 1 overall, I think, out of USC by the Jets, if I remember correctly. Or no, Baker Mayfield was. He was taken.
Yep.
He was taken by the
Baker
Browns.
Mayfield,
Yeah, Baker Mayfield went number 1 in that draft, and then that's right. Sam Darnold went number 2 with the Jets. So yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, but yeah, I mean that was a good quarterback class. I mean it had Josh Allen in it, Lamar Jackson, and I mean they've all gotten close. They have all made it to the playoffs, but he's the first one to break through and get to this, get to the big game. So that's exciting for him. But I don't know.
Did y'all check out the Master of Universe trailer?
Yeah, I did see that. It's gotten some mixed reviews online. Just because I'm a kid from the 80s, I'm gonna, I'll see it.
The only thing that worries me
Is Jared Leto as Skeletor?
although they got the look right. Ooh, did
Yeah.
they get the look right?
Oh yeah,
It looks
comic book accurate
amazing.
Skeletor. Yeah,
Yeah, forget it. But I'm still gonna see it because it looks.
I mean, and Idris Elba being Master at Arms.
Oh yeah.
The only thing that I see with that, right, is I think that Tila is white in this movie, right? And Master at Arms, if I remember correctly, by lore, by canon, is Tila's father. If I remember right,
That's match.
It's Hollywood. They have to change.
it is Hollywood. Yeah.
They gotta make a change.
Now, if
The
they don't flirt with the Master at Arms sorceress like
Could be
romance behind the scenes romance, I'm going to be a little disappointed.
No, see, Jedi mind trick.
Speaking of
This is not the skin tone you were looking for.
did you see the preview for the new Darth Maul show?
Oh
Yes.
Yes, dude.
So-
I
oh.
am beyond
Yeah.
stoked for that.
I-
and having Sam Witwer come back and do the voice for it. Oh,
Dude, yes. See,
so good.
it-
Just let this be fun for me.
I was
It'll
like,
be very fun.
and it's in the same style animation as the Clone Wars.
Yes.
Oh, dude, I was just like, oh.
Yes.
And for me being a Trekkie, dude, I don't get fired up for hardly anything Star Wars anymore, just especially because Disney flushed the whole damn franchise down the toilet. But
I don't know. Star Trek doing the same thing with Star Trek.
Star Trek
oh, dude, I have
Academy.
not even
Okay.
looked at Starfleet Academy. I refuse to even
Don't.
watch it.
Dude, do
Hold
not.
on.
I saw
hold
a
on.
breakdown
Look.
video of the first episode, and it was
Yeah,
heart-wrenching.
I'm
I
just
couldn't
like,
even
I'm
finish the
not-
episode. I could not
Okay.
finish the breakdown video. It was so bad,
Okay,
and they were
Star
making fun of it.
Wars. Star Wars, yes, not as not as peak as it used to be.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. None of
The
them.
visions,
None of the nerd culture stuff is.
The Visions, the show where they give it to a bunch of different animational studios, rocks. I love that show.
Yeah, that was
That's what
practical.
I'm so happy to see Dave Filoni taking a step forward and
Yeah,
a
taking over
larger role.
Lucasfilm. Yeah,
This is a
and-
guy that gets it, and he
Yeah, I mean,
loves
because he's a
Star
fan.
Wars.
He grew up a Star Wars fan. So
Yes.
yeah, but
if
yeah, but that was it. Alan Kurtzman, he's the showrunner for Star Trek over there at Paramount Plus. And I'm like, this dude, it's like he got a bunch of screenwriters in the room who had never seen an episode of Star Trek, and they were like, okay, we're going to give you the cliff notes, and I'm not going to make you sit down and watch. I'm not going to make you sit down and binge all
don't read the Cliff Notes.
Yeah, they
Like
don't read the
this-
Cliff Notes. They look at it and they're like, "Well, this seems techie."
What they
And-
do is they
yeah.
let somebody else read the Cliff Notes and then explain it to them while they scroll through their phone and not pay attention to it.
Right.
Yeah.
And they catch every couple of words they hear.
the
from
guy giving the breakdown is speaking Swahili.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So-
how you get things like well, I don't know if you want me to say anything because you haven't seen it, but
It's a Klingon that's a healer.
yes, a pacifist Klingon who likes to
Yeah, a
bird
pacifist
watch.
Klingon. Now, Star
Not
Trek
only
The Next
that-
Generation did flirt with that whenever Worf's kid Alexander refused to take the rite of passage so he would not be a warrior. And then they had that one episode where he actually traveled back in time to try to train himself to become a warrior because he witnessed Worf as Chancellor be murdered on the High Council floor, and he was trying to save Worf's life, kind of a thing. That was kind of a cool kind of a spin on it, but he was still involved with the politics and still very much part of that Klingon culture. But yeah, a
The one that-
pacifist Klingon, and I'm
A half Jem'Hadar, half Klingon.
yeah
Even the worst.
Female.
female Jem'Hadar. Yeah.
Yes.
Which is literally not possible.
Yeah.
Considering that
does not
considering that the
exist.
Jem'Hadar are a genetically cloned race
yeah.
by the
They're all
founders.
male.
They were created by the founders, all changelings, by the way, to be used as cannon fodder for the Dominion War.
Yes.
What was funny is they put the first episode of Star Trek Academy
Yes.
on YouTube.
yes.
Got like 1,000 views, and Nerdotic put like Spock on a chair, and it got more views than the
10 times more views.
Yet somehow,
And it was
and-
literally
and-
just Spock sitting in a chair. No dialogue or nothing. Just
did
Spock
you see that
sitting
fresh
in a chair.
or that Rotten Tomatoes is certified at fresh? Did you see that?
86%.
oh
Yeah.
no.
Here's how I
higher.
saw. Here's how I see that happening. Okay, in my mind, my head canon.
Cash?
Here's what I have. Here's what I see. Alan Kurtzman is, if you've ever seen the Charlton Heston version of the Ten Commandments, where Moses is on the barge in the bottom rowing, right, and you've got a guy beating a drum at the head of the ship, and you got watchers walking up and down the rows, whipping the Hebrews, row faster, number 35. That it's a cross between that and Lex Luthor's Pocket Universe, where he's got the the fucking internet monkeys going to town, the Twitter monkeys. That's
Yep.
what I see happening. We're gonna spam Rotten Tomatoes and certify this fresh, so that way we can just
Yep.
stick a big middle finger in the face of the traditional Trekkies.
I mean,
What I-
you look at the audience score, and it tells the true story.
Yeah, and what's funny is that I go on a lot of these Star Trek fan pages and a lot of these Star Trek modelers pages, right? And you get obviously you get those people that are like, well, Star Trek's been, it went too woke, and I'm like, well, it's kind of been woke, if you want to use that as a loose term.
But it's still
Right, within reason, and I'm getting to that. Right. So if you look at the original series, right, it was the first interracial kiss on screen between Nichelle Nichols and William Shatner. Right. And then you look at, Star Trek, The Next Generation, when they were dealing with, the skort uniform, where you see guys wearing the skort uniform, and then you get DS9, where you've got an all-male race, and you've got Voyager with a female lead, and you never saw like women captains, anywhere, especially in command of a starship, right? I mean, you didn't see that. Strange New Worlds, even though it's a spinoff of the Discovery timeline, the writing on that show, with the exception of maybe some of season 3, has been really good. It pushes it to me, kind of personified more traditional Trek, it addressed these social issues without like throwing it in your face. You know,
Yeah.
Well, it presided, and a lot of that. That's what I liked a lot with like Picard and the Next Generation is they would have a scenario,
Mhm.
and it would show both sides of it.
Yeah.
And it would have, you know, the discussion between the two of them, each talking their sides, and it wasn't the show itself trying to push an answer onto you. It was
it magnified
everything,
yeah,
and
It-
lets you make your decision, and then it would have their resolution that would you have their, or you know, not have a resolution, as it
Yeah.
were.
Yeah,
But it
it-
was up to how you felt about that, was up to you, the viewer.
yeah, it left you as the viewer to interpret
Exactly. That's
your,
what
you
I
know,
liked about
to
that.
decide on your own. And as
And it's
far
not
as
to
the
say it didn't have an agenda,
right,
But
as far as the in-universe explanation, it did bring more to the forefront, more to the more to into the spotlight. One of the founding principles of Starfleet, which was to advance humanity, right? To highlight the diplomatic and the more oratorical debating side of human nature versus shoot first, ask questions later.
but it was
And-
also
Well, they also
still
had,
a
like-
strict hierarchical military organization.
Yeah.
And that is highly missing in this in Starfleet Academy. Like they're openly mocking. There was one scene where Bonnie, what the hell is her name? Anyways, she's wearing pajamas and she's just sprawled out in this easy chair. And these cadets, they're cadets, just walk up and they're just standing there like, you know, back on the block. And then are those pajamas? Do they have? Is that a warp core on your pajamas? And she's like, snarks back at him. But it was like you're talking to equals, and
Mhm.
she's a fucking professor. Like she's commanding this cadet class,
yeah,
and they're just fuck it. No military rank, no military discipline. That was, you know, there was, and there was, not to say a lot of fraternization and stuff within, you know, the shows and stuff, but there was still a very clear chain of command.
Yeah, there was a command structure. Yeah,
And when the time is right, this is how it is. And then off hours, yeah, it was a little bit more relaxed, but there was still military respect to go with it.
there was even that episode in Star Trek: The Next Generation where Picard and the stellar cartographer fall in love, and they have this honest relationship with each other. And then she has to take command of an away mission that put her life in danger. And Picard was like, yeah, I hesitated before giving that order. And it ultimately led to them, to her transferring off of the Enterprise because she wasn't going to put him in that position.
Yeah.
And, so it addressed intermingling socially within the chain of command, but it also still, like you said, had that hierarchical, it had that defined chain of command, and where it applied. And I mean, even through my current rewatch of DS9, which to me was it was at the time it was underrated. I mean, 100%, and people slept on it a lot. But it's such a good show.
You want
Anyway.
a perfect example of that is look at, and this is the old school thinking of the Next Generation with maybe a little bit more of the modern, and it was the later episodes of Picard.
Yeah.
And you look at when him and number one met up again.
Yeah.
And you saw they're still like they are best friends. Like you could tell there was still that, but there was still that.
Yeah,
that
when
respect.
Riker had to take over the bridge of the Titan,
Exactly.
And he was like,
You saw
Admiral,
the mix of that done.
he was like, he goes, Admiral, get the hell off my bridge,
yes.
and
exactly.
and even in season 1 of Picard, when he goes to Riker and Troy's house, and he's like, I need some help, and they're the season 1 finale when the Tal Shiar is facing off against Rio, Captain Rios and his crew. Here comes Riker with an entire battle group from Starfleet. He's like,
Right.
I'm in command of the most advanced, most heavily armed starship that Starfleet has to offer. And I would love nothing more than to blow your treacherous Tal Shiar ass out of the sky. Right.
Exactly.
And Tal, the Romulans, they warp out, and before Riker takes the rest of the battle group and they warp out, he looks at Picard and he's like, I had a feeling I'd have to come bail you out. Dude. And so, okay. So we know that I build models and I build starships. They re-released the model kit for the Enterprise E. This month, actually. I had this thing on pre-order for about 8-9 months. It got here today. It's the original tooling for the kit, right? But instead of having to painstakingly drill out and file every fucking window on the hull, they molded it in translucent plastic. So all you got to do is when you paint it, you just scrape the windows you want lit.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, oh fuck yeah! And so,
that's great.
It's got 3 different three different colors for their clear runners, which has got the Bassard chillers, the warp and for the warp engines or the warp nacelles, and the navigational deflector. It's got red, blue, and an amber runners. So you can pick whatever colors you want for whatever particular. And I'm like, yeah, okay, this is going to be a fun build. But it's on the build pile. It's going to be one of the last ones that it's going to get built eventually, but it's going to be months down the road because I'm still tinkering with like trying to figure out how to, program the lights to do what I need them to do as far as the navigational lights and stuff like that, and run a very low voltage through it, and run different gauges of wire, so that way I don't have to dig too hard of a groove into solid plastic pieces to light up things like nacelles. But mostly now I've got I'm just on my Gundam kick again here lately, and Colin will tell you firsthand it's not of a big of a problem. Dave, you remember my my Pop Funko collection?
You mean that
it took up an entire wall?
I'm still surprised that you got over that addiction.
I did, yeah, and so
he didn't get over it. He just transferred it to something else.
No, I dude, with the exception of maybe 3 or 4 that like were really kind of like important to me because my kids got them for me. You should and all of my Halo Funkos, I sold every last one of the others. So I got about I got close to $3,000 for all of them.
Oh, nice.
To have money for your Gundam kids.
Well, no, that was this latest haul that I purchased Gundam with was fueled by the mass sell-off of 90% of my unbuilt NASCAR model kits, to include decal sheets, a lot of which were out of print. And people are like, oh man, there's some cool stuff in here. And I was like, just DM me. And dude, I was getting DMs like crazy. I mean, I pushed out probably close to $400 worth of stuff over the weekend.
Oh, wow.
And I made so much room in my storage room. But I did keep some kits back for myself. I'm going to build Dale Jr.'s 2007 Budweiser car, but I'm going to do like instead of just like the Budweiser red, I'm going to do like a candy apple red, which is going to look kind of cool. I've got a clear 1998 Chevy Monte Carlo Dale Earnhardt Sr. model kit. And I'm going to do something cool with that. The whole thing is see-through, right? It's all translucent. But I'm going to mask off half of the body. I'm going to paint the entire chassis to where You know, you can see it through the body. Half of the body is going to be clear, and the other half is going to get the black gloss paint.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
And then some 2000, 2001 Chevy Corvette 24-hour team Corvette cars. They've got and it's the C, what is it, the C3 or C4 Corvette that Junior and Senior both ran at the 24 Hours of Daytona race in 2001. So I've got two of those. I've built that one before, and I did some model shows with it, and I won first place with it at a couple of times. It was funny because the last model show that I entered it into was the Texas Oklahoma Fair there in Wichita Falls, and that my car it was the same model show that I entered the year before and got first place in. Right, entered the same car, and it was disqualified because they said die casts were not allowed. And I'm like, you do realize this thing's made out of plastic, and I had to paint it, right? And they were like, what? And I was like, so I was like, did you even pick up the car? And they were like, no, we just looked at it. We know that it was a die cast. So I was like, no, here, hold your hand out. I picked it up off the table and I set it in his hand. And he goes, I am so sorry. I was just like,
wow.
But hey, thanks for the,
when you assume.
Right. I was, because I had raced it up, right? And like I scuffed the tires, put a little bit of like some donuts on the door. And when I take the tires and I put them on a Dremel bit, and I spun it on some fine grit sandpaper to kind of scuff up the tread on the tire.
Yeah.
Because it's racing slicks, right? So you got to make it look like it's got some track time.
Right.
Well, the rubber pieces that were kicking off of that, I saved them, right? And when I sprayed this car with its dull coat, its matte coat, while the matte coat was still drying, I flicked the rubber shavings onto the front,
yes.
onto the nose. Yeah. So,
dude, that's a detail not everybody's gonna think about.
Yeah, I mean, and then NASCAR back then, the Nationwide Series driver. He's no longer with us. Eric McClure. 1 year, he was really good friends with a buddy of mine, and he showed his buddy some of my builds, and he was like, hey, do you think he can build me a couple of my cars? Right. Because, Eric wasn't a very, very successful driver, but he of course he didn't have die casts of his own. So I was like, yeah, let me get some see if I can get some custom sheets printed up. And I did. Found a couple of his really cool paint schemes, and I charged him $50 a car. And normally these cars would go for like $100 a piece, because I'm putting time, money, and resources into it. And but I was like, yeah, $50 a car, and get us garage passes for race weekend. He was like, done. So I built two of them, detailed them out, I even marked up the tires, to make it look like, they got the left front, right front markings on them, and with the tape on the wheel and everything like that. Put drilled antennas into the roof, put valve stems on the tire rims, the whole 9 yards, right? I mean, detailed these cars out, put photo etch hood pins, hood hinges, fuel brake fillers and stuff. I mean, just as much as I could detail these cars. And I took a loss on these cars, but I didn't care because it was just, it was the experience of getting to build them for an actual driver and then getting to get into the garages, right? So race weekend gets here, and we go down to Texas Motor Speedway, and we go down through the tunnel, and we report to there's a guard shack basically where you check in to get your credentials. So we get our team credentials. So the garage passes gave us, we were basically members of the team for that weekend, which was fucking phenomenally awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we're in the garage, right? And he's out on the track running practice laps. And so his pit crew's in the garage, and they're getting ready for him to pull in so they could, jack the car up and try to figure out what's going on with the engine. And I put both of these cars in their cases up in his team's toolbox. And they're looking at them and they're like, man, these things look so cool. And what sold it for me, his tire changers and his tire tech or looking at the markings that I did on the tires and where the valve stems were and everything like that, and even where the position of the tape was, right? And they were like, these tires are accurate, dude. Like,
Dude,
they are
that's
so good. And that made me feel amazing as a builder. I'm like, dude, that's freaking cool, right? So he pulls in and he's chatting with the team. He drops his net and he climbs out of the car and he's like, so he makes, my buddy makes his introductions with me and he walks over to the toolbox and he's like, oh man, these look good. I mean, these look really good. These look a lot better than I thought they were going to. And I was like, yeah, cool. And so as the day progressed, we ate lunch with the team in his hauler for cup practice and nationwide qualifying. We got to climb on top of the team hauler where his spotter, one of his spotters, was standing. We got to a 360-degree view. It was so amazing. I had Jamie McMurray was in the garage stall next to us on one side. Kyle Busch was in the garage stall on the other side. Joey Logano, whenever Joey Logano was like first coming into the Nationwide Series, was like 2 garage stalls down. Juan Pablo Montoya. I got to meet Mark Martin that weekend. Brett Keselowski,
dude.
And I mean, and these guys are at work. I mean, this is their office, and I'm not going to bother them for autographs because I was just trying to be in the moment, right? Act like you've been there before. Be a gracious winner instead of saying things like "fuck you, Chris, I win." But and so it came time for us to for the car to be pushed into tech for inspection before qualifying. Actually, no, before the race, because he had already done qualifying and he had to go through tech to make sure that the car passed. So we're pushing it over to tech with the rest of the pit crew. And then it passes inspection. And as they're wheeling it out, his crew chief's like looks at me and my buddy. He's like, you guys come over here and grab some spoiler and we're going to push this thing out onto pit road. So I got to help push the car out onto the starting grid.
Nice.
And I've got the picture buried somewhere. I'll find it and I'll send it to you guys in the group chat. But it's me and my buddy standing next to the driver in front of his car with the 2 cars that I built on the roof of the car on pit lane.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Dude, that's like the epitome for a builder.
Yeah. And so, I mean, we, it was qualifying that we put it out there on the starting grid for, and then he got me tickets for the race the next day because we were down there on a Friday for all the qualifying and practice. And then, Saturday, of course, it's race day. And we didn't get the garage passes for race day because, I mean, that's really when they're working and they don't want to trip over a bunch of fans. But so I took my dad to that race and, we watched him from the nosebleeds, didn't really care. If I remember right, Kyle Busch won that day in the Farmers Bureau Insurance car that he was running for his own race team at the time. But it was a cool weekend. It was a cool experience. But I don't know. I looked at the amount of NASCAR kits that I had and I was like, I am never going to get to build all of these. I don't have the time and I don't have the love for the NASCAR kits the way that I used to. And, so, I mean, I maintained a couple of really cool, like Dale Senior paint schemes that I'm going to do. Like if you look it up as 2000 All-Star Race Peter Max paint scheme, it was a yellow car with like paint splashes all over it. He hated that car, but it was a cool looking paint scheme. But I don't know, it helped pay for a couple of kits to replace, contributed to the gross national product of the household and, made a lot of people that were going to be happier with those sheets than I was. And, I mean, at least they're going to get used and, they're going to be enjoyed instead of just sitting in a storage box somewhere. So, but yeah, I was pretty happy with how that whole thing turned out. But now, dude, it's all about buying me some Gundam and some Star Trek stuff, dude. That's all it is. So, yeah.
Talking about old.
Go ahead.
Today is the 47th year of Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard's 47?
Yeah.
Wow.
I had to recheck. I was like, when did it come out? I was like, 78. Oh, what the hell?
You know that Mark Willis song, 19 something? Talking about his first love was Daisy Duke and them.
Yep.
My first love was Daisy Duke and them cut off jeans. Yeah, dude, that was every young red blooded American boy.
You know what's really sad is Waylon Jennings never wanted to play the Dukes of Hazzard song until like later down the year because he hated that song, and then he played it at one of his concerts. And
he had cut it, and it wasn't supposed to be scheduled for a single, right?
Yeah.
And so the producers were like, "Hey, one of the producers, obviously a huge Waylon Jennings fan, and he goes, yeah, I want to use this song." And so he went through Waylon's agent at the time and then went to his producer. And the producer was like, yeah, okay, just work out the normal royalties deal and everything. So the contracts were all signed. Waylon Jennings had no part of that at all. But it was just the fact that it was everywhere. I mean, it was playing on the radio constantly. It was playing, and it was only being replayed on the radio because of the TV show. And of course, the TV show went into syndication. And Waylon Jennings was finally like, you know what? Yeah, okay. I made a lot of money off this song, even though it wasn't supposed to make me money. And so he gave in and was like, all right, here you guys go. But, just like Garth Brooks in his early serial murder days, he was like a big Billy Joel fan.
Yeah.
And Billy Joel cut a song for one of his albums, Shameless, and didn't release it as a single. And so Garth went to Billy Joel and was like, hey, can I cut this song and release it as a single? And he was like, yeah, sure, go ahead and do it. And it ended up becoming one of his bigger hits. So, but yeah. And I mean, Billy Joel still gets a huge royalty cut from that song.
Yeah.
Even now, because Garth Brooks being Garth Brooks, and you got your hard line. It's like having a hardline Communist Party member. You got your hardline Garth Brooks fans that still stream the crap out of his stuff on Amazon Music. So, yeah.
Do y'all know the guy that played Oliver Reed? Not the actor Oliver Reed who played Proximon in the Gladiator movie? The old guy.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm today old of how he died, because he died during the filming of Gladiator.
Yeah, he had a heart attack.
Yeah.
It was a little bit more than that.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, like he had a cardiac episode during the filming, and Ridley Scott didn't know about it.
This is how he died. He died of a heart attack in a bar, drinking 3 bottles of rum, 8 beers, multiple doubles of whiskey and cognac, and beating 5 young Royal Navy sailors at arm wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I googled that.
He was the most interesting man in the world.
Yeah.
I grokked it just to see, if it was true or not. I was like, that's a little far fetched. And I was like,
nope.
No, that's true. That is
speaking of Grok. Speaking of Grok, Grok is the AI that comes standard in all of the Tesla models, and it has different modes, to include one called Unleashed, where Grok gets very verbally abusive, right? And this one guy, he made a TikTok video. He had Alexa and Grok having a conversation. Or no, it was Gemini. It was Gemini from Google.
Mm-hmm.
Gemini and Grok had a conversation, and of course, Grok is choosing violence, right? And Gemini's trying to take the high road, going, well, I'm going to stick to things that advance the discussion in a more humane manner. And so Grok is like, yeah, whatever, bitch. It's like, whoa.
Yes.
And that's the Tesla salesman. He told us about this. He goes, be careful about what you say to Grok, because I mean, he will start insulting the shit out of you. And I was like, oh, really?
Dude,
I didn't get an opportunity to play with that feature, because I'm like, I don't know if I'd be able to turn it off. And then the next person that takes a test drive is like, oh, look, here you are. They said you never amount to, driver gets in the car, and then Grok speaks up. They said you'd never amount to anything out of high school, and here you are with your tiny nuts killing it. Like, damn, what did I do to you? You know, and of course, the salesman's and he's going to be in the car trying to disable the feature, freaking out a minute, and it's like, oh god,
Like, damn, usually I have to start dating a girl before she starts talking to me like that.
right? Oh man, we're coming up on a minute or an hour 15. What do you say, we guys? We land this plane this week.
Let's land it.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for enduring with us. We saw our viewer count going up and down, but hey, for those of you who stuck around for the entire time, y'all are the real MVP. But yeah, be back next week for episode 249 of this. What was an experiment has now become, well, part of your routine, part of your rut.
I don't want to
We're here for the ups and downs in your life, even though we're cause for most of the downs. That's, we're good that way. Same bat time, same bat channel. Everybody, my name is Johnny Skelton.
I'm David Dickerman.
I am Chris Mountain Man Jacka.
I'm Collins Gunn.
And you've become privy. You've become indentured. You don't have to fucking go home, but you can't stay here. We're